Good evening, YouTube. DutyRon back again with another video. And tonight we're going to do a short update on the Michael Valva and Angela Pollina arrest. And we're going to give you some updates. We're going to do it all right now. Guys, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so this way you can get all things DutyRon when I go live, and you'll get the notifications. So guys, again, tonight, just a quick recap of what happened in family court yesterday. That was Monday. Charges were upgraded on Monday. Hello, Miss McJagger. Hello, Emily, Meg Lowe. Good to see you. Dawn Color, thank you so much for coming in. Canadian Witches, Nine Angels, Joey Brooklyn. All of them are in the building. Sophia Howard, Pat Wright, long time no speak. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Cruz Boston and everybody coming on in. Great to see you. So family court, there was a hearing in family court. Both of these perpetrators appeared in family court, and I believe it was 6 or 7 extra child neglect and charges brought against them. This is just going to strengthen their criminal sentence when it comes down to it. They're going to just add these on to the pile. Again, if you guys have not heard, this is a heinous crime that occurred on the 17th of January. 17th of January, Michael Valva left his 8-year-old son Thomas out in the garage with 19-degree temperatures. This is a heinous act perpetrated by a monster, and his fiancee Angela Pollina were both present and in the house, and allowed this crime to go on. Hello, Expedition Greg, great to see you. Sherry Smith, thank you so much for coming. Hello, Paula, Monica, Jan S., and all the great ones in here. I apologize if I miss anybody in the chat, but I'm only going to be able to go live here for about a half hour to give you guys some updates on this horrific case. And we also want to acknowledge and recognize all of the victims that are potentially out there right now, the young children who need our help. We need to do better and protest and do all the things that we have to do to get changes made. Thank you, Jan, for the super love. Thank you for that. We need to do everything that we can in our powers as human beings to get changes to this broken child protective services here in Nassau, Suffolk, and in the New York area, but also throughout the United States. We need to do more for our children. Hello, Meglo. Jenny Marsef, good to see you. Seattle Crime Gal, thank you so much for coming in. Sophia Howard, channel members are all assembling. Canadian Witches coming on in. And really, again, I'm going to play, guys, a quick video for you guys who haven't seen this story or not up to date on this. I'm going to play a quick clip for you, and I will get the live stream going. Thank you so much, Dawny Color, and all the great ones in here. And thank you for the super chat, Cup of Joe, Joey Brooklyn, and all my moderators. I greatly appreciate you guys tremendously, tremendously. So I'm going to segue into the news clip real quick. Hello, Desiree Lucas. Good to see you. Channel members are piling in. Julie M. and everybody. Thank you so much. Hello, Janelle. Good to see you. Thank you. Purgatory Paranormal, thank you for joining. All right, guys, let me cue it up for you, and we're going to go with this. Stand by. I know I got a black screen. I know we got a black screen. There we go.
We begin with the NYPD cop and his fiancée, accused in the frozen garage death of the officer's 8-year-old son. In family court today, hit with new charges.
Now we have team coverage beginning with News 12's crime reporter Eileen LaPalmer. Well, both Michael Valva and Angela Pollina appeared before a family court judge today, arraigned on 6 new complaints that they allegedly neglected and abused the 6 children who were in their care. As we reported, one of them, 8-year-old Thomas Valva, died after police say he froze to death in the family garage.
I told the judges, if you're not gonna remove my children, they're gonna die.
Justina Zubko Valva came to family court in Suffolk today to see her ex-husband and his fiancee arraigned on 6 new complaints that they neglected and abused the 6 children in their care. 8-year-old Thomas Valva died January 17th after police say his father, Michael Valva, and the fiancee, Angela Pollina, forced him to sleep in a freezing garage.
Death was preventable. I kept filing numerous complaints.
The family court judge also extended Justina Valva's temporary custody of her 2 surviving sons. The judge also held a hearing trying to decide what happens to Pollina's 3 young daughters. Their 2 biological fathers came to court today to fight for custody.
I've always wanted to be in my daughter's life. There's not been one day I haven't wanted to be in my daughter's life.
I'm hoping those 2 fathers
Begin with the NYPD cop and his.
Hold on a second. I don't know if the actual scene is showing because I just have a dark screen here. So I gotta double check, and it is dark. It is a dark screen. Not good. All right, let me fix this. Hold on, guys. Let's make this right. Okay, here we go. All right, that's better. Now you guys can see it. And let's go back. I will start it from the beginning for you.
Fiance accused in the frozen garage death of the officers. We begin with the NYPD cop and his fiance accused in the frozen garage death of the officer's 8-year-old son in family court today, hit with new charges.
Now we have team coverage beginning with News 12's crime reporter Eileen LaPalmer.
Well, both Michael Valva and Angela Pollina appeared before a family court judge today, arraigned on 6 new complaints that they allegedly neglected and abused the 6 children who were in their care. As we reported, one of them, 8-year-old Thomas Valva, died after police say he froze to death in the family garage.
I told the judges, if you're not gonna remove my children, they're gonna die.
Justina Zubko Valva came to family court in Suffolk today to see her ex-husband and his fiancee arraigned on 6 new complaints that they neglected and abused the 6 children in their care. 8-year-old Thomas Valva died January 17th after police say his father, Michael Valva, and the fiancee, Angela Pollina, forced him to sleep in a freezing garage.
Death was preventable. I kept filing numerous complaints.
The family court judge also extended Justina Valva's temporary custody of her 2 surviving sons. The judge also held a hearing trying to decide what happens to Pollina's 3 young daughters. Their 2 biological fathers came to court today to fight for custody.
I've always wanted to be in my daughter's life. There's not been one day I haven't wanted to be in my daughter's life.
I'm hoping those 2 fathers are gonna get the custody of the children, with the children.
Just listen to the beauty. This is the mom. This is Justina Valva. She's burying her son tomorrow in about 12 to 18 hours. She's going to be burying her son, and she's here on the news saying, I hope that the fathers of the other girls. Dawn, welcome to the family. Thank you for becoming a member. Dawn, welcome to the DutyRon family. At the end of the day, folks, at the end of the day, this is a woman who is wishing well to the biological father of one of the girls, one of the 3 girls. So unbelievable, guys.
Right now, in terms of Angela Polina's daughters, it's not safe.
Now, as the judge makes a decision on the Pollina girls, both Michael Valva and Angela Pollina remain held without bail on the criminal charges in the death of Thomas Valva. We are here at Family Court in Central Islip. Eileen LaPalmer, News 12, Long Island.
We begin with the NYPD cop and his fiancee accused in the frozen garage.
All right, let me pause that, and we're going to go to the second.
An NYPD cop arraigned a short time ago for allegedly murdering his 8-year-old son.
Police say the Center Moriches man and his fiancee left the little boy overnight in a freezing garage.
Now we have team coverage beginning with News 12 Long Island's Tama Ponton.
This is one of the worst crimes I've ever seen.
Those words from Suffolk County District Attorney Tim Sini about the death of 8-year-old Thomas Valva. Today, Suffolk police arrested Thomas's father, Michael, an NYPD transit officer, and his fiancée, Angela Pollina. Authorities say they are responsible for Thomas's death and charge them with second-degree murder.
They caused the death of this little boy, and then they watched him die, and during that showed not only any regard for his life, but they showed a callousness that I certainly have never seen in my time as a prosecutor or as the police commissioner.
In court, prosecutors revealing audio and video recordings with the two talking about the 8-year-old, who authorities say was tortured and suffered. Prosecutors say Pollina said in part, "Because he's cold. Who? Expletive knows. What are you doing?" Then they say Michael Valva says, quote, "I'm expletive suffocating him." Authorities say Pollina is then heard saying, "Take your hands off of him. There are people everywhere." Suffolk investigators say Thomas's death happened last week at this home on Bittersweet Lane in Center Moriches. They say Pollina and Valva called 911 and said Thomas fell in the driveway, but authorities say that was a lie. According to investigators, the two caused the little boy's death by forcing him to sleep in frigid temperatures in the garage.
And then by failing to do anything to help him as he died right in front of their eyes.
Valva and Pollina's attorney.
So that was the former police commissioner and also now a prosecutor in Suffolk County. He was just describing to you the horrific crime that was committed by this former ex-NYPD cop, Michael Valva. These are things that evil people do. This is a monster. This is a guy and a girl who intentionally put this kid in a situation, this young little boy, in a situation that caused him to die. So here's a seasoned veteran, a seasoned police commissioner and law enforcement professional, and also a person who really knows the criminal justice system. And he was moved and taken back by the actions of these two really, really heinous criminals. So this is just something that is so over the top and such a heinous crime that these two will not see the light of day for the rest of their natural born lives. And that's, I'm gonna say this. I'm confident that the prosecutors in Suffolk County are going to throw the book at these two. And I have a picture of the two of them in their booking, and it looks like the cop, Michael, is in a suicide jumpsuit, and he's wearing it. It's got like Velcro over the top. I'll show you guys a picture of their booking picture. He's wearing like a breakaway Velcro anti-suicide. He's on suicide watch because, of course, he got into the prison and claimed that he was suicidal. He should have thought about that. He should have thought about that before he took his son's life. I am Coyote. I agree. We need better programs for the kids to be able to reach out. Very good statement. Very true statement. So here you're going to hear you're welcome, Benzina. My pleasure. Here you're going to hear the defense attorney speak on behalf of his clients, but he's representing, as of this recording, the two perpetrators. He's he's representing both of them. Hello, Red Lotus. Great to see you.
Says his clients
Cherokee
are
Rebel,
innocent.
thank you.
They're just solely pointing the finger
As he died right in front of
eye. According to investigators, the two caused the little boy's death by forcing him to sleep in frigid temperatures in the garage.
and then by failing to do anything to help him as he died right in front of their eyes.
Valva and Pollina's attorney says his clients are innocent.
They're just solely pointing the finger at both of these individuals and blaming them for a tragedy. So, you know, this is going to be a long road. It's going to be a fight.
In court, a judge said the defendants are flight risks and denied them bail.
Okay, that's the faces of evil right there. Hello, Lenny. Good to see you. Yes, the young boy, Thomas Valva, was a special needs. Yes, he had autism, and his brother also as well. There was 3 boys: Anthony, 10, Andrew, 6, and Thomas, 8 years old. So the 2 surviving boys are in the custody of their biological mom, where they should have been to begin with. And as far as the nanny cams and all that stuff, this is what I have understood, is that they had these cams in place because they would go out with the 3 girls and take them to, say, dance studios or out and about, and they would leave the boys home. And would leave the boys home and monitor them on those cameras to make sure that they weren't all around the house. So some of the people that I watched and looked at some of the chats that were going on that knew Angela Pollina said that they would see her at the dance studio where she had her girls in the dance studio, and then people said that they would see her talking into the phone and talking to the boys, like saying, "Hey, don't go there. Hey, turn off the TV. You're watching too much TV." And at the time, nobody thought about it, but you know, the 3 girls were there, the mother and the father, and the boys weren't there. So they installed those cams to keep an eye on them and keep tabs on them when they wouldn't go out and about. I guess they didn't want to take them out with them. The boys were malnutrition. They didn't eat or drink. You guys saw all the reports. I don't have to go over this again. The teachers at school wrote in the reports that the kids were hungry, you know? So, you know, this is a tragic situation and a colossal fail on every level. Hello, Makeup Mobster. Good to see you, Leanna. A colossal fail from the bottom all the way to the top. Now, when I say the bottom, I talk about the first responders. Suffolk County Police were called out to this home in May of 2019. So Suffolk County Police were called to do a welfare check, a wellness check. I'm not sure of who called, but that's irrelevant. Somebody called. They responded out there. The family was not home. There was nobody home, and they didn't follow up. They went and knocked on the neighbors' doors, and the neighbors said, "Oh, they're in Queens. They live in Suffolk County. Oh, they're in Queens for the day." So the police just wrote it off like, okay, the family's gone. Nobody needs any assistance. We won't come back and check, because they didn't come back and check. So when the school wrote all those letters that we all see, it's all published all over the place. When the school wrote those letters to Child Protective Services, nobody followed up on it. There was no follow-up. So there's your 3-prong colossal fail. The first line defense is the police. Okay. The second line defense is the schools. And what about doctors? These kids had to have seen doctors. And it was brought to my attention that Angela Pollina, that's the perpetrator on my right of the screen to your, I think, left, the female, his fiance, would tell the kids, the boys, don't go to the nurse. Don't go to the nurse. And when they would try to get them to the nurse, they would say, "Angela says we can't go to the nurse." So it was obvious that she didn't want them to go to the nurse because she didn't want them to get medical attention and then draw attention to themselves. So these were intentional things. They weren't just abusing these kids just on a whim. They were, this was a long-term abuse. Now, the biological mother, everyone a lot of people were asking questions in some of the chat groups and some of the groups that I saw. They were asking the question, why didn't the mother do more? The biological mother, why didn't she keep pushing it? She was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and she kept getting pushed back. And finally, one of the court judges in family court issued a full stay-away order. She's a New York City corrections officer. So if you have a full stay-away order and you violate that, you now get arrested and you lose your job. So she was abiding by the law, that was the rules of the law. So she wasn't going and trying to see her kids because she didn't want to get arrested and lose her job. But she did everything she could prior to that. And she went as far as creating, as we all know and have seen, her Twitter account was created just so she can talk to the world about what's going on. And she made on record in family court the exact statement to the judges: if you don't do something about that, if you don't do something about this, my sons are going to die. She said plural, and one of them did. It cost one of them their lives. So let me finish playing this.
And sent them to jail to wait for their next court appearance. The NYPD tells News 12 that Michael Valva has been suspended without pay. Valva and Pollina are next due back in court on January 29th. In Central Islip, I'm Tama Ponton, News 12. Stone and Macy, back to you.
An NYPD cop arraigned a short time.
I'm going to give you one more, and then we'll call it a night. Here we go.
Mild autism, but she can demand a.
My children were basically starved to death.
Justina Valva can't bring back her 8-year-old son, Thomas.
So for those of you who don't know, this is the biological mom, Justina Valva. I'm going to put it back, and let's start from the beginning.
My children were basically starved to death.
Justina Valva can't bring back her 8-year-old son, Thomas, a special needs student with mild autism, but she can demand accountability from the child welfare workers and judges who gave custody of her 3 sons to ex-husband Michael Valva and his girlfriend Angela Pollina.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Valva said her 10-year-old son was also forced into Michael Valva's freezing garage.
He had frostbite on his hands, on his legs.
The East Moriches School District had expressed concern about the 2 oldest boys in this letter sent in April 2018.
They were looking for food on the classroom floor, in the garbage. They were coming to school wearing diapers.
Angela Pollina, a one-time hospital biller, also had 3 daughters living in the house. Gino Calli is dad to the youngest, who's now 8.
I would watch Angela physically abuse her twin girls before the boys were involved, before my daughter was even born. She would beat one of the girls. I would break it up. Then get threatened that she was going to call police.
Justina.
Okay, so that's one. He's biological father to not the twins, the third girl, and he's trying to get custody. He went to court on Monday to get custody. He hasn't seen them in 3 years. He too was railroaded by Angela, and he was trying to get custody, but he tested positive according to the news report. He tested positive for marijuana, so they wouldn't give him custody at the time of this report. Anyone know why the mom didn't have custody? The biological mom, Teresa, didn't have custody because the father, who is the ex-NYPD cop, manipulated the courts and the system and made false allegations against the biological mother, saying she was unfit and that she harmed the kids. And he was he actually had a couple of acting roles. This guy is a classic narcissistic control freak. And he was a good enough actor to convince the family court judges and criminal court judges to issue orders of protection and get full custody. And that generally doesn't happen. So he was able to manipulate and convince the judge and the courts that the biological mom, who we see right here, was and is a good mother. And he was able to twist it and manipulate things to the point of that they issued a full order of protection, so she couldn't even have any contact with them, a full stay away. Tina's vlog says she, as well as the girls' biological father, may be able to sue the state. Absolutely, guys, absolutely. So, at the end of it all of this stuff is kind of irrelevant right now, because what we're dealing with right now is an 8-year-old boy that's going to be buried and awake for him tomorrow and buried. And all of this could have been avoided if the courts would have at least heard both sides of the story. According to Justina, she was dismissed by the court. When she would go and present her evidence, those recordings that we all heard and all those things, they laughed at her, according to her. This was her words. She said that they dismissed her. They just told her, we don't want to hear it, and she was able to go on record and say that if they didn't do something about this, that her kids would die. And sure enough, we have one of them who is no longer with us. So I'm going to play the rest.
Valva has boxes of records in her Valley Stream home dealing with her divorce and family court cases. She posted audio on Twitter claiming her ex-husband, a transit cop.
So there's the audio that she placed. So she had her ducks in order, and she had all her evidence. Betty LB, many women face this abuse by the court. Very correct. Very correct. It's a broken system, and I hate to use cliche words and words that we all hear, but the truth of the matter is the system sucks. And this is not something new, guys. When I was a cop 28 years ago, the system sucked then. And it continues to suck now. And it seems to be that it sucks even more, that it's just getting worse. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, nothing has changed. It's just gotten worse. So hello, Jesse Lakuta. Thank you so much for being in here. Janelle, thank you so much for being in here. Again, I'm going to just back this up a little bit. But there is the face of a monster. There's a face of this guy killed his flesh and blood. This is a real piece of crap. All right, let me get this back. Hold on. All right, here we go.
Didn't get threatened that she was going to call police.
Justina Valva has boxes of records in her Valley Stream home dealing with her divorce and family court cases. She posted audio on Twitter claiming her ex-husband, a transit cop, was brainwashing the children against her.
Mommy hits me. Mommy hits me. Mommy, don't touch me.
Justina Valva.
That was the evil, demonic father. That was Michael saying, Mommy, don't hit me. Mommy, don't touch me. These are autistic kids. Autistic kids will repeat anything that you say to them for the most part. My cousin's son is autistic. And if I say hello to him, he's going to say exactly what I said back to him. And he's the sweetest, most beautiful boy that you'd ever want to see. He hugs and kisses and is just a mush. But this is a prime example of the abuse that the torture that this guy put these kids through on a regular basis. Those are just recordings we got to hear. Can you imagine what happened everyday life for these kids? Like, you'll hear Justina say, now that she has custody of the kid, her two boys, she has the Anthony and Andrew. She says that they're eating like crazy, like they're eating like there's no next meal. You'll hear her talk about this, and it's sickening.
A transit cop was brainwashing the children against her.
Mommy hits me. Mommy hits me. Mommy, don't touch me.
Justina Valva also claims these Chase bank records show large sums of money going through her ex-husband's accounts in recent years, and wonders where the cash came from on a cop's salary.
We're talking about the deposit ranging from $30,000 to $130,000 a month, coming from unknown sources.
Valva said she worried her sons were being sexually abused after one told her this story in 2016.
Just they're being recorded naked with the black camera.
Now her two surviving sons are back.
So the allegation is, which makes this even more horrific, what she just said, for those of you who might not have understood what she said, but she said in 2016, during her, she had visits on the weekends in 2016. They took the visitation and put a full order protection, a full stay away order in 2018. But she said in 2016, the boys said that they took pictures of them naked with black cameras. Now, I don't know how, that's not going to be prosecutable in the court of law because there's no evidence. But if there was evidence of those photos being on his computers or any of his electronic devices, then that's a whole nother story. And trust me, the Suffolk County Homicide Squad and Computer Forensics has seized and obtained all of Michael Valva's computers and electronic devices. And this is unconfirmed, but I read also in another chat room, some people talking about that he had a porn addiction and that he was a sex addict. So I don't know how true or not true that is, but those are things that I heard about this animal, that he had a porn addiction and that he was, some form of sex addict. But this was just chat, so I don't know this to be true. But that's some of the things that I read.
Back with her.
The first breakfast was just heartbreaking because I saw my kids eating breakfast so fast, and just they're being recorded naked with the black camera.
Now her two surviving sons are back with her.
The first breakfast was just heartbreaking because I saw my kids eating breakfast so fast. Anthony must have like 2 giant bowls of cereal. He kept asking, when is dinner? When is lunchtime? The damage was so severe. They're gonna need long-term therapy with a very good specialist.
Justina Valva told us her 2 boys are eager to go back to school and she will transfer them to a district in Valley Stream. But first, she must bury Thomas. The funeral for the 8-year-old is planned for this Thursday.
It's not just a big week for the San Francisco.
I just can't, guys. It's just heart-wrenching. So let me see what I can get here. I want to show you the picture of, hey guys, thanks for hanging in there. I know this is a tough one and this is difficult for anybody to listen to. And I want to emphasize the importance of tomorrow and the next day, Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow is the wake and the burial of little Thomas will be Thursday. A Long Island funeral home, Mangano Funeral Home in Deer Park, is taking care of all the funeral services. They paid the whole funeral bill, everything down to the limousines and the cemetery plot. So all of the funeral expenses were covered by a Long Island business, that funeral home, Mangano's Funeral Home, and they've been in business since 1911. So I tip my cap to Mangano Funeral Home. I believe the guy's name is Joe. His family's been in business since 1911. So God bless them for stepping up. Hello, Zelda. Good to see you. So it is important that we pay respects and honor with kind of silence. I will not do any broadcasting tomorrow or Thursday about this. I want Justina and her family to be able to rest, to lay her child to rest in peace. I do plan to go on behalf of the NYPD and go to this wake tomorrow night, and I'm going to just quietly go and pay my respects. And if she's there and I see her and I'm able to go up to her, I will say a few words to her. I won't say much, but I'll say a few kind words and offer her some support, and then I will leave. So that's what I plan to do tomorrow night. And it is, it is a difficult thing to do. But, I feel like the NYPD and law enforcement, whether they're retired like me or active, we need to let this woman know in no uncertain terms that we are disgusted by Michael Valva. We are ashamed that he was able to wear the badge and patch that we wore, because what we represent is good. We represent the good police officers out there that are going to be out protecting and serving, putting our lives on the line, preserving life and property. That's what we represent. And I want to let her know that we are disgusted and we despise Michael Valva. We despise the fact that he was able to get and don the uniform that we proudly put on and serve with. So that's why I'm going to go there. And that's what I'm going to say to this woman. If I do get to see her, if I don't get to see her and it's too busy, I won't go, and I won't go up to her. Thank you, Cab 7, for the super love. I appreciate that. So that's my plan, and that's what I'm going to try to accomplish tomorrow, and pay my respects to this young boy. I will sit before the casket and pray, and then leave. I'm sure it will be very crowded, but I'm going to do what I think is right and go out there and pay my respects. Again, folks, this is a guy and a gal who I feel is walking evil. These are monsters that are walking the face of the earth. And I kid you not, don't think that there is not 100 or 1,000 of these Michael Valvas and Angela Pollinas walking the face of the earth, because they're out there. And there's no look to what a bad guy looks like, or girl, So I don't know, Janelle. I don't know, but we shall see. We shall see. So let me quickly show you the picture of the booking photo of the two of these nasty people. Let me show you the booking photo, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, here we go. Why is that going away? Okay, here we go. Let me make it big. Hold on, guys. I won't be defeated. Oh, here we go. All right. A little bit of persistence. I'm not going to be able to make it huge, but I got it bigger than what it was. So this is the two of them in their jail cell. Green Bay Wacky, thank you so much for the super love. Appreciate that, Green Bay. Guys, everyone go follow Cab 7 and Green Bay Wacky and Joey Brooklyn and all the great ones. Makeup Mobster. I don't have to tell you to go follow her. Everyone knows, that she's good people. Curious to see if the new wife was also being abused by him. Leanna, I think that she was. I don't think that this guy is capable of being normal. So I think that he controlled her, and I'm not saying she's innocent, guys. I think it takes two to tango, right? It takes two to tango. I think that she is sick and sadistic and evil, and I think that he definitely did abuse her. But these two are unfortunately like a match made in heaven. They're two rotten people. And That's my best guess at it. I could be wrong. But so here's the photos, the Suffolk County jail. I've been in this jail 100 times, thousands of times. TR Nairiri, thank you so much. I know I botch your name all the time, but there he is, TR in the building. Thank you so much for joining. He's a great friend of mine. Everyone go subscribe to TR, a very talented gentleman, young man. I could call him a young man because I'm 50-something years old. So very talented young man. Go check him out. All right. So the question is, Jenny Marsef, the question is, Stephanie, is what is this green thing that he's wearing? Is that a bulletproof vest? A lot of people sent me emails about this. No, it is not a bulletproof vest. It is what they call a suicide vest. It has the Velcro because he can't use it to hang himself. It rips apart. It's not paper thin, but it can't be used to hang himself. He's on suicide watch because he's a coward. He went into the jail and he wanted to get into protective custody right away. So both of them, I spoke to my friend who's that's what they call it, a turtle. I didn't want to go there, but thank you for taking it there, Makeup Mobster. It's a turtle suit. That's the slang for it. The correction officers don't like to use that term. That's like a perpy term. She has one and he has one. She's not wearing one here, but she soon after this went into her suicide game and got into protective custody. So yeah, turtle suit. So some of them are different colors, but in Suffolk, they use green for everything. So that's what these are. It's a turtle suit. Yeah. So he's going to get his. Trust me on this. He definitely will get his because, and so will she. She won't have a good time either because jailhouse justice prevails when you talk about child abusers. Yeah, no. I got a friend. I called my buddy in Suffolk to ask him what they call it, and he told me Sleeping Beauty. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super love. I appreciate that. Let's flush that turtle into the sewer where he belongs. Excellent. Cruz Boston getting a little 1-2 punch in there. Good for you, Cruz Boston. Yeah, we're all a bit angry with these two, and rightfully so. Anybody that's a parent, or even if you're not a parent, you have to be angry at this. This is a defenseless autistic child, a child who is defenseless and helpless. And they fully abused this kid and his brother for God only knows how long, right? So thank you, Sunset Creations by Deanna. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being in here. I'm going to wrap it up. Let me see. I have one more thing I want to show you guys. Okay. This is Justina's Twitter account. I'm not going to play the videos and stuff on here, but this is the account she created in January of 2018, because this is when they took her rights away to see her child. The 3 boys were taken. She was issued a full stay away in January of 2018. And she, sure enough, as you guys see right here, joined Twitter January 2018. And her first post, if I go all the way down, her first post is on January 7th, just setting up my Twitter account. And then the second post, thank you so much for the super love, Makeup Mobster. Thank you for your super chat. She says, Ron, thanks for handling this case with such dignity and class. Hey, man, we're both parents, and I think there's a lot of parents and grandparents here in the chat. This is the right thing to do. So her second post on the same day says, my children are being punished by their father and his girlfriend to express their love feelings towards their mommy. Stop child abuse. # stop child abuse. That was her first. The stay away order was issued, and I covered this before, because the father, the biological father, the cop, who no longer is a cop, I am Coyote, thank you, I appreciate you. He manipulated the court system. He is an actor. He actually is an actor. and he manipulated the court system. All right, Cab 7, I probably after this, I'm not going to be able to chat with you, but I definitely will be available tomorrow during the day. I don't know that Makeup Mobster. So this is her first post, and I'm not going to play this because this is 27 minutes of really horrific stuff. It's really sad. So I'm not going to do this. Then her second post on that same day is, my children are being harmed and abused for a very long time by their father and his girlfriend, but nobody wants to help them. Hashtag stand up against child abuse. Parent alienation. She was ignored because she had 50 followers on Twitter, and the courts just dismissed her. They thought that she was crazy. They thought that all of her claims were outlandish and unsubstantiated. Meanwhile, she had a ton of paperwork and evidence. She's got boxes. Listen, this woman is going to have a field day with suing the county and all of these agencies. She's going to also be able to sue the New York City Police Department for them not investigating her husband at the time and now ex-husband for child abuse. When she told them about it, I guarantee that she went to NYPD and told them that, hey, this is going on. And here, January 8th, father and his girlfriend and his daughters and her daughters are... Okay, so this is where it gets sticky. This is where people get angry and they start fighting amongst each other. She puts the very next day, the father, his girlfriend, and her daughters are brainwashing my little children to erase me from their lives. My children are forbidden to love their mommy. Hashtag stop child abuse. Now, here in this statement, she's lumping the girls into it too. Now, I don't know if she was jumping the gun and going ahead, but for her to say that, she had to have some substantial evidence that everybody was involved in it. So this means that Angela Pollina manipulated her own girls to turn against these boys, perhaps. I don't think that that's not possible. I think anything is possible here. Am I that far off on this, people? If you think I'm far off on it, let me know. But I don't think that these people weren't capable of manipulating the girls to go up against the boys. 2 of them were autistic. 1 of them wasn't. I think only time will tell. But this guy was, and in the Screen Actors Guild, he did 2 movies. The Twitter account is Stand Against Child Abuse. Corey, it is Stand Against Child Abuse. That's her Twitter account. So, it takes 2 people to have a relationship. It takes, 2 people are under arrest and charged with the murder of this poor 8-year-old. And you know what? At the end of the day, folks, I don't know. I don't know about the attorney part. At the end of the day, folks, we have to look at this for what it is. We shouldn't dissect any parts of this. She went to the system. She pleaded and begged with the system to take her kids away from this guy and this girl, and they fucking ignored her. That's the bottom line. All of this other stuff, and I'm not dismissing anybody. I'm not talking down to anybody. See, a lot of people, think when I respond to stuff, I'm just trying to put it all in perspective. Who cares if she didn't have an attorney? She went as a corrections officer. She's a law enforcement officer herself to the courts, and they dismissed her. That's freaking me out. That they said, hey, lady, we don't buy it. We buy him. We buy what he told us. And you're now have a full stay away order. But now, Jigsaw Puzzler, after the fact, all of these politicians, including the Suffolk County executive, are like, oh, we want a full investigation. We want a full investigation into what was done here. Well, why the fuck weren't you doing the investigation when it was needed, when it was happening? Why are we doing the investigation after a young little baby is dead? That's what fucking freaks me out about this, is that the investigation now is not going to save anybody's life. It may save someone's life going forward. We hope and pray. But while that little boy and his brother, who was taking the brunt of this abuse, and listen, I don't care if people want to send me emails of hate for saying this. The girls and the one boy who wasn't autistic, they weren't getting the brunt of it. It was the two boys who had special needs that were getting the brunt of it. And why? Because they were slowing down these two adults. They were slowing down these two perpetrators, Michael and his wife, from having a good time because they were maybe loud and hard to take care of. Well, if they didn't think that they were so good to have around, you had a woman who was willing to love them, the biological mother, and love them and take care of them. Why the hell didn't you just give them to her? That's what's freaking me out. Yeah, these two boys were cramping their lifestyle, so they couldn't go out and have their drinks or go out to happy hour on Friday night. But they installed nanny cams so they could watch them while they leave them home alone. Yeah, Lake Lizard, the police are supposed to investigate these complaints. And the Suffolk County Police they're not off the hook either, because this is the toughest video right here. This video right here is a toughie. I'm not going to put the noise on, but this is the one boy who's not autistic, comes running to the mom. That's the oldest, Anthony, I believe. He just came running to her, and now he's holding the two boys. Thomas is punching him in the groin because he's so mad. I can't even fucking watch this. I can't. Let me just get off of this. So this is what I'd like to remember. This is the happy times that she had when she had visitation for that with them. This is probably pre-2018, obviously. Yeah, I won't even play that. So again, guys, I've overstayed my welcome. So I'm going to, let me get off of this and get back up on the cam. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you for being in here, the positive interaction, the being civil in the comments. I really appreciate that. This is not about us, any of us. This is about the victims of domestic violence, little baby Thomas, his mother, Justina, his two brothers, Anthony and Andrew. This is about them. So let's take a moment just to put some prayer emojis in the chat to give strength and positivity and peace and love to Justina and the boys. Let's put it in the chat. Some prayer emojis, some hearts, anything of peace. And I'm just going to bow my head for a minute and pray for strength for them for tomorrow while they're at the funeral. So if you guys could just put up some prayer emojis in the chat or something nice. Thank you, Janelle. I'm just going to just bow my head for a minute. Tomorrow's going to be a tough day for them. So thank you to each and every one of you for putting up those emojis and stuff. And I want to say special thank you to everyone who's super chatted and who has become a channel member. It means a lot to me that you guys are sitting here and spending time with me. I know there's a lot of options for you guys to go to. So I appreciate you guys, my viewers, my friends, my family, I call you guys. I really, really want to say thank you to each and every one of you. So thank you to my moderators and all the people who are here all the time, my day ones, my guys who are with me all the time. I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys, because without you guys, we got nothing here. You know, if I fire up a live and there's nobody here, then what do I got? So much love and respect to each and every one of you. If I can't come around to all of the live streams that you guys do, just know this: I got a lot of friends and it's hard for me to be everywhere at once. So I will get around to each and every one of you. I definitely will come and spread the love, because I'm a viewer just like you guys. So thank you to all of you, and I will see you on the next one. Love and respect from my house to yours.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. I like that.